Hi everybody, it's Barbie from Nellie and Ruth Designs, and today I have a special project we're going to work on. I'm going to make some ephemera pockets for an upcoming junk journal I'm going to be making that is all blue and white. I've pulled a lot of items for it, and not tomorrow in Tuesday's Treasure, but the following week, I think it's the 15th maybe. Um, I'm going to do a Tuesday Treasure show and tell on everything I've pulled for this journal, and I'll be working on that for the next month or so. So today, over the weekend, I did a lot of cutting on my Big Shot. I haven't used my Big Shot in a long time. I've been, with all the other projects I've been working on, I didn't need it. But I have so many really pretty die cuts, and I wanted to make tags for this upcoming journal that I'll be creating. I wanted to make some new colorful slide film uh, holders, with some nice photos inside, images. And I have a lot of Kodak, vintage Kodak slide holders, but they're white. I can dress them up, but I really like making them out of scrapbook paper, and I enjoy using, putting washi tape around them to dress them up a little bit. So we're going to be working on this. It is a pocket made from a vintage pattern instruction sheet, and I've just, cut it down, cut it apart, and I've made these cute little pockets with a pocket inside the pocket. This is a die cut that I ran through my Big Shot, and then these tags, I ran these through my Big Shot as well. And I had fun with these. I distressed them. My husband and I, we took Saturday, and I was just tired, and I had a busy week, so I just wanted to sit and he taped some Christmas shows for me, for us. He enjoys them too. So we watched two Christmas movies. He watched a little bit of football when I was, gathering some supplies. So that's what I did on Saturday until late into Saturday evening. I was lazy. I had my feet up, and I made these, and then I'll show you really quick. These will be in next week, so I don't really want to get into them right now. But I also grabbed this die cut. It's a Tim Holtz die cut. I call it a mannequin. But these are going to be going into the journal I make too. These mannequins. I don't know if I don't know how I'm going to use them yet. I don't know if I'm just going to put them on a sheet, if I'm going to make large tags for them. I'm just not sure quite yet. But I really had fun, and I started ribbon embroidery, where I'd really like to start incorporating the ribbon embroidery into my journals as well. So I made a cute little rose on this one here with the silk ribbon. And then on this one here, I just attached some buttons for this one, some vintage buttons out of my mom's button box. And then this one again, I attached a button, cute little button, and then I did the ribbon here and a little bit of embroidery on that. So I'll get more into that in Tuesday's Treasures that will be coming up, that I'll be sharing with you. So I did that, and I cut a lot of little slide film, all different shapes, patterns. So I'll be working with these. So, and then these are some German stickers that I pulled that I'll also be, that's where this little image came from on this here. So I just, it was very relaxing on Saturday, and I just thought I would get a lot of these cut, and then start today. I wanted to show you how to make these little pockets so you can make them for your scrapbook pages or your junk journals. So we'll start first I'm going to set these aside. We'll start first with the little slide film. So I chose this little pattern here. I'll just leave this here like that if you can see it. Let's get in the camera. And I only pulled a few washi tapes because it's a blue and white journal. I wanted to stick with as much blue, cream, or blue and white that I could, or different shades of blue. So this is going to be, and I do distress. I try to distress everything before I start working with it, because if I start working with it, sometimes I forget. So I'm going to add a little bit of washi tape to the front of this here. And you don't have to. I just think it's fun just to add a little different element. And you can put these on any way you want. You can mix and match. I'm going to try to keep it all the same style here. And actually, I'm going to rip this one down a little bit, put it on here. I made some of these. They didn't last very long in my shop. I found some old, I guess I'll call them Dick and Jane books. They were old reading books, and I made some really cute ephemera kits. And I clipped some photos out of the books, and I made some of these, and they really did come out quite cute. So I'm going to leave it like that. And then the next thing I need to do is I need to find a nice image that will go in here. And I have a book, and I'm not sure where I got this. An Illustrated History of the Garden Flora by Brent Elliott, Royal Horticulture Society. I don't know if I bought this off of Instagram from one of the girls that sells books. I don't know if I got it at a library sale, but I have so many floral books, and I fell in love with the images in here. And because I do fussy cut a lot of flowers, and I make a lot of these little slide ephemera, I like books with the smaller little images in here. So I'm going to look for a small image now that will go in here. And I'll see if I can find a blue and white. Everything doesn't have to be blue and white in this journal, but I would kind of like to keep it that way, because if it's not blue and white, I know it does need a splash of color here and there. See, this is pretty. That would look nice. And then I would still have, after I cut this down, I would still be able to use this image here. So I think I'm going to take this page out, and I'm going to do it with my X-Acto knife so I don't make a mess. And I apologize for any shadows. It's just a really dark day here again. I have no idea. I know there was a nor'easter. I'm up in the Adirondack Mountains, and there was a nor'easter. I'm just going to show you. When I cut these down, I do it like this. There was a nor'easter hitting the East Coast, and it didn't hit us, thank goodness. It was mostly Boston and New York City. So I'm not sure where I have two lines there. I don't know how that happened. And what you don't want to do is cut it short on these. So then when I do the top, I don't mark it. I just kind of slide it through. And then I take this out. And yes, I have put it in there and sliced the top a little bit at one point. All right, and then I'm going to put this here. So then if I have another, see, I can still, let's put this, I would still be able to use this image as well. On another one. So that's going to go in my little to keep pile for future reference. And then this, because I'm going to stitch on it, I'm just going to put a little bit around here. And yes, this is still leaking. In one of my other videos, it just made a mess. So I will put this on here because I don't know why my ink, I really don't know why my ink does it. And it's very annoying. Ink, my glue. God. All right, so we have that. And then we will attach this. And I will stitch around this. If you don't have a sewing machine, you can also hand stitch it if you'd like. Which would be lovely as well. You don't have to. You don't have to run everything through a sewing machine. Why, what a mess. I need to wear my apron. But when I do craft, I wear a really old pair of jeans that are ripped and torn and tattered. Because that way, see, and if you didn't like that, the way that came out, you could always flip it over and use this side. And then you could do something else on here other than washi tape. Because I'm constantly wiping my hands on my pants because of the glue. Okay, I'm going to stitch this. I'll be right back. My sewing machine is right here. And I'm going to set this on a 2 setting. Let's see, here we go. And I do have to pay attention when I sew because I have, not that I wanted to, sewn not in a very straight line. And that is not good because it just doesn't look proper. So here we go. This is all stitched. And the other, see, this is a little off, but you're not going to notice between the washi tape, the pattern. It's not a perfect world. It just is not a perfect world. And I learned that a long time ago. So I do have these little Tim Holtz Ideology. This is Small Talk. And I do like to attach a little, and I think this journal I'm going to do is going to be, it's going to be whatever you want it to be. I think I'm going to put it in my shop, and whoever purchases it, they can have it as a gratitude journal, an inspirational journal, But we, you know, with COVID and everything else, families being torn apart because of politics, we really need to keep a positive attitude these days. So there's our little slide embellishment. So next I'm going to work on, and you can work on it however you want. This is just how I do it. So because this has a little bit of pink in it, I think I will, because I think this will be pretty. I'm going to use this pink or maroon that I cut out. So because this is a pocket in a pocket, you don't want to seal the entire thing up. So again, you're just going to want to do 3 sides. And I never go too close to the edge when I glue, only for the fact that the glue does spread. And I don't want it to. And on these, I distress the front and back because I never know what side I'm going to grab, so it just makes it easier. And then I don't have to worry about it. And plus, I have to do something while I just can't sit and watch TV anymore without having to do something, have something in my hand. So here's our pocket. We'll let that dry. And then I will create a little tag to go inside. But first, I'm going to finish with this. And I think maybe I will use this one. There's so many pretty flowers. I could do something a little bit smaller here. I think I'll do this one. And these particular stickers I got at a oh gosh, what do you call it? It's we have it every year. It's where all the vendors come together. It's like an antique show. And there was a person selling these. And I got mine for, I think I paid $5 a sheet. And I have bought them before from one of the sellers on Instagram. And I think they sell them also for $5 a sheet. But they are so pretty. And I probably don't have as much as a lot of gals out there that create and build junk journals, but I use what I have. All right, so that will go there in the corner. My daughter-in-law wants to craft, and she said to me, she said, I just don't know where to start. And I said, honey, you have to start somewhere. I didn't know where to start either. So many years when I started. I love this paddle, my Cricut paddle. I don't use it just to take my paper off of my mat when I cut on my Cricut machine. I use it a lot for when I do make but I do get glue on it, my creations. I said, you just have to start somewhere. And I'm going to tell you gals the same thing. You just have to start. And then you'll find your little niche and you'll just go from there. All right. So I think I'm going to use these little, I'm going to put 3. I put 2 on this one. Let me see here. This one has a black, so I want to use, or a brown. You won't be able to write on that, but you could put a little photo or an image. And I think I'm going to do a 3 on. I'm going to do a 3 on there, or a 2 on there, and I think I'll do a 3 on here. So you could actually write a little something. So for my tags, I like to use seam binding. And what did I do with my seam binding? Oh, it's right here. And I just go to Joann's when they have a sale, and it's the Soft and Easy hem tape. I used to use this when I made my garlands, because I would hand dye all of my ribbon. So I'm just going to take a piece of this. And I find that if you take a piece where it's folded, it turns out to be the right length. So the hardest part for me is getting this threaded through the first little hole. And I just have to fold it, roll it. This is tiny, 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 but I will do it. There we go. Whoops, I thought I had it. I know you're probably all saying, just push it through with something, push it through with a... I just don't want to, there we go. I just didn't want to rip or tear the paper. Okay. All right, then you just bring that up. All right, so there's our little handle. That can slide. That will slide right in there like that. All right, so that is done and all set and ready to go. I'm going to put this one back in. Let's see where it is. Here we go. I will put this one back in, and I like how it hangs over. And we need a little tag, a little saying. So we are going to get our little, let's see, own your dreams. Now we need a little one that will go right across, or you could put that down there. Let's do a make today count. Well, that'll fit. If you're going to own your dreams, you better make today count, right? All right. I think we'll put this on we'll put it on that one. All right. All right, so that's done. We're going to set these two aside, and now we're going to work on the little envelope, the little folder here. So again, I'm going to stitch this. I'm going to bring this up just a little bit. That might be a little more even now. If I don't cut the paper even, then it's not going to, one side will be. Now the last time when I worked on this one, I forgot to distress it. So it wasn't, I had to pull that apart a little bit. It wasn't that easy. So I'm going to get this here. And I'm going to use, I used washi tape, as you can see on this right here. And actually I put a little saying from the page on there first. So I know seems to be a lot of white on here, but I would like to use the scraps. Let's see. It doesn't have to have writing. That might be kind of pretty on there, and it's already torn. So let's just cut this down. And I'm going to want that rose to show. So I'm going to I'm going to cut this a little bit more at the leaf so I can bring that up. And this rose will show. And I'm going to bring it in a little bit because I'm going to use washi tape on the side, and I don't want the rose to be covered up. Now, I'm not going to glue. I don't need to glue that. So I'm just going to use a little bit of tape. I'll place that right there. And let's see, for the tape, let's see what we got here. I don't want that. I've got butterfly. That might be kind of pretty. I'm going to use, because I want it a little bit wider. See, if you use a wider tape, you can bring it over on the back side, and you don't have to worry about it curling up at the edges. So I'm going to use this one here with the butterflies. And again, just kind of eyeball it. You aren't going to bring it right to the side or to the top. And you just want it for a little bit of color. See, like that. And this side here, I'll probably do it a little bit wider to show the butterflies. Okay. All right. So I'm going to stitch that, and I'll be right back. Okay, good. So that's all stitched. And remember how I said it's not a perfect world? Nope, it's not a perfect world. So after I stitched this, I realized that I had taped this down here, so I had to release this, which, you know, just make a conscious effort if you want to have, like this one here, have your tag behind it. You're going to want to, not to tape it, but just make a little tiny, a little bit of glue here to hold it while you stitch it. And then the other thing, remember how I said over here, oh gosh, Barbie, I wanted to show a little bit more of the butterfly because I had the space over here. Well, that wasn't a good idea either, because when I had, you can see where the washi tape was here. Well, guess what? My inner tag would not, because the tape was, it would not allow this to slide in. So I just, real simple, I loosened, this is why I say I love this paddle. I loosened my washi tape up here, put this inside, and then I took my X-Acto knife and I just made a little very light cut, and I was able to remove some of that. So yes, I make a lot of mistakes. I try to think ahead. Sometimes I'm good at thinking ahead. Sometimes I'm not. But it's no big deal. It can always be fixed. And then we don't have to worry about this here showing more here, because we're going to put this to even it out. So before something else happens, I'm going to take this out and I will finish the pocket. So I definitely know I want my pocket to go here. So I'm going, not my pocket, my little embellishment to go on the pocket there. So I will add my glue. And don't mind me either. You're going to see where I swear I'm dyslexic. And sometimes my boys will say, Mom, what the heck are you saying? I'm like, you know. But you'll figure it out. You will figure my modus operandi out. So we're going to put this here. And I'm going to squeeze it down because I put my tape my glue a little bit more towards this top here. And I don't want to glue. I don't want to have any glue come on this side of my pocket. So I'm just going to press this down. Okay. And whatever glue was on the back side now is on this little paper. There we go. All right, so this will dry. Okay. And I think what I might do is I might attach just a little tiny, because this keeps popping up, I'm going to just attach a little tiny glue here. Just a little bit to keep that under control. All right. Okay, so that's that so far. And see, I have to clean this off. I need to do a video just about how things go wrong, because I'm sure you can all relate. Okay, so that's on there. This slides in nicely now. And I'm just going to finish this little area here. I do like this, possibly here, but I love working with postage stamps. And I have a book. I make these books for myself. I should put some of these in my shop. These are really cute. These, I call them pocketbooks. And you can fit so much. You can see I have pockets on the top. And you can just fit so much in here. So I have this one here. I designed the front. I just put some stamps on the front so I know this is where all my postage stamps are, my sticker stamps. There's some really nice shops on Instagram, if you shop on Instagram, that sell stamps. And I can put those in my links. But I think I'm going to, ooh, that's pretty. But again, I have to remember this is a blue and white. It's going to be it's a blue and white journal, so I don't want to get too much pink. You could do a butterfly. We could do a butterfly. That's a possibility. Someday I'll do a show and tell on my stamps. I don't want to break that up. Oh, this one might be pretty here. I get a lot of my and I always save my notes. I get a lot of my stamps from Dave at Postal Treasures. And I'll put his link in. He's on Instagram. But Dave is he's a doll. And I do buy a lot of little postage stamps from him. So let me see. Let me see. I don't want any. I think we're going to, these are red. I want to see what we have in here that I got from Dave. This is a blue. I like that. Maybe I should do a butterfly. I don't want to do, I'm not loving that butterfly. I might as well stick with a floral theme. I'll stick with a floral theme, and I will use that. And I would like to use, I have another little, maybe I could use this here. Just a little something, another little add-on. It's kind of cute. I'm just going to do this quick little, hopefully I can make another one with you. My daughter-in-law, let's see. I think I will leave that like that. I'm going to rip it a little bit. My son and daughter-in-law are living out and back in our carriage house. and it was a year restoring it and getting it up to snuff so they could live in it. And today, California Closets is there, putting in the poor girl. She's, they moved in, let's see, when did they move in? I think just before Halloween. And they've both been living out of suitcases because their closets weren't done. They had nowhere to hang their clothes. So yesterday they got ready. They were getting ready to, I'm going to move this over here, for the big day today. And my daughter-in-law, she's tiny. I don't think she weighs 100 pounds. She's just this tiny, petite little, we're always saying how tiny and fragile she is. She's not. She comes from good stock over in Romania, but she's just the tiniest little, and look at this mess, the tiniest little thing. And you know what? I'm just leave it here. I just don't care. Let it drip. So yesterday, my son told her, when he got done, she moved whatever few clothes that she had in her closet out, and he told her, he says, please don't touch the suitcase. I will move it out. And he ran in to go to the bathroom, and when he came out, he heard her whimpering and crying, and she pulled her back out because she tried to move this big suitcase all by herself. And I just felt so bad for her. This is the second time she's done it. She did it before when she wanted to move. She got they got their couch and a chair in, and she was so excited, and the carpenter was still working in one of the rooms, but she wanted to get that chair in the living area so bad. And my son told her, he says, Mara, do not move that chair. Think about moving that chair, until I get home from work. And she couldn't wait. And she moved it, and that was the first time she pulled her back out, and that was bad. I felt really bad for her. So she was in the chiropractor's for 2 weeks, and so she said yesterday she finally learned her lesson. She just has to wait, and she can't do everything herself. All right, so I like that. I think that looks cute. So I just have to check on her in a little bit. So there's our little pocket, and I am going to trim these little threads so they're not so in your face everywhere. I'm going to leave them like this. Sometimes I pull them through. I did show you in one of my other videos how you can pull them through, but I think on these I'm just going to leave them. I'm going to leave them like this. So I'm going to wrap this up, but we have 2 cute, sweet little pockets I wanted to share with you. These will be going into the journal that I'll be making, the blue and white journal. So we have right here we have our pattern pocket filled with this sweet little pocket here with tags to write on. And you can also journal or make a note or whatever on the back of this. So there's plenty of note writing, secret little wishes and desires. You can slide that right in there, and these can hang over if you want, Or if you don't want, they don't have to. But there you have it. That's today's video, and I hope you liked it. I hope this is something that will be useful to you. And remember, always do your best, own your dreams, and make today count. That's definitely what it's all about. So keep smiling, everybody. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.